Hey sports fans, Coach Nick here, and welcome to B-Ball Breakdown. Game 7 was a pretty epic struggle. It was exhausting to watch. I can't imagine what it was like to play in the game. And I really feel like it's two different games. The first 3 quarters and the last quarter, which is why I've broken it up into 2 different posts. What I saw in the first 3 quarters was a game dominated by the Celtics as much as any team can dominate in a game like that. They got whatever they wanted to get, they had control of the tempo, and they were doing what they needed to do to win the game. So let me show you the plays that I thought were key and how that might affect the fourth quarter coming up. The Celtics started out ferociously on defense, taking away passes everywhere. Here you'll see a pass to the post is taken away and to the corner, leaving not many options left for Ron Artest. Here he picks his dribble up, they deny completely everywhere, and he has to force up a bad shot. Check out Rasheed Wallace, the Celtics' main big man. He doesn't even go for the rebound here, and it goes right where he should have been, right to Fisher for a 3-point shot. The Celtics team defense remained stellar, shutting down the Laker offense. However, their effort was poor on the defensive rebounds, letting the Lakers get putback after putback until they could finally score. In case you weren't sure how the referees were going to be, this was not a foul. On the Lakers side, Kobe gets overzealous trying to help out from the weak side and ends up running over there before he has to, and then doesn't hustle back to get his own man who gets a layup. Watch Pau Gasol transition defense. Here, he's going to hustle back, but he certainly looks pretty weak still as he runs into Garnett, falls down, and doesn't stop the layup. If you ever wanted to know the definition of a bad shot, this is it. There isn't one player down by the basket ready to get the offensive rebound, which didn't matter in this case. It's possible Kobe looked at the film and realized that getting the ball where he is here was his least efficient spot to score. So as he attacks, he looks to dish, and that ends up opening up a nice little shot for Fisher on the baseline. On this play, Kevin Garnett will come and screen Kobe, forcing a switch. Kobe needs to go on the underside of Garnett to protect from the play that happens, which is a lob. Bad defense. This is Kobe's most efficient place where he likes to attack and score, the pinch post. He runs around and the 2 defensive weak side players need to help, yet they stand there and Kobe gets a little easy lob. Remember how successful the Celtics were when they would jam Kobe as he brought the ball to the court and not let him do his thing? No one steps up to take away that spot and he goes right to the basket and scores. Doc, what happened, man? Watch how bad Paul Pierce is at boxing out on the weak side. Ron Artest is much tougher than him and simply gets positioned and puts the ball back. KG makes a big mistake by doubling Kobe off of the cutter, Pau Gasol. If you look at the weak side, the help is Rondo and Rasheed Wallace. I'd much prefer Rasheed Wallace to come over and help out on Pau Gasol, but nobody moves and he gets a layup. I thought there's a no layup rule in the playoffs. Well, look at Pau Gasol and how weak that is. Oh my goodness gracious. And on the replay, you realize that Kobe is waving him to get the ball when it should be him taking the ball, and then Gasol could come over and grab Ray Allen in the corner. So in reality, it should be both of their faults. Before KG's old bones got too tired, he was blowing by Gasol for moves like this. The Celtics decided not to help Ray Allen on his defense as nobody goes over to help out on Kobe Bryant's move, and it worked pretty well for most of the game. Pau Gasol seemed to be bothered most by the physical nature of the game with no calls being made for him. For every other finals game, the Celtics were taking away the pass to the wing on the high post series. Here they don't do that, and Kobe turns the corner and gets an easy jump shot. Again, what happened, Doc? And Boston's offense started to stagnate where guys stopped moving. Here you'll see Rasheed Wallace standing there for 6 seconds. I think he's asking for an illegal D, and then he finally does a move which turns into a miss. To attack the Lakers defense because they're sagging so much off of Rondo, they decide to screen for him, and then they roll the basket for a beautiful lob and an alley-oop. More bad transition defense for Pau Gasol. Watch him how he sprints to try and get in front of KG, but then gives up at the end, lets him get position, and then they lob it over his head for a layup and a foul. Here's the Ron Artest charge in the third. It looks like a charge there, does not look like a charge from this angle, and from a third angle, it looks like a charge again. It's interesting how that can happen, huh? When you get under pressure, perhaps you're going to revert to what you know best, and that's Paul Pierce one-on-one from the high post. But did they forget that when they screened for him, he got a lot easier shots and scored on most of those? Here's a clever move by Lamar Odom to get to the basket and score, but don't the Celtics know that he can only go to his left? Watch KG as he tries to take a charge on Kobe going to the basket and it's a flop. Doesn't he know better than that with these kind of reps in this kind of game? I know I'm going to hear from Laker fans, but this was a key play, and Pau Gasol clearly fouls KG by hitting him across the wrist. Not the hand, the wrist. I can already hear the keyboards typing away right now. So there you have it, folks. I know all you Laker fans are going to be on me mercilessly, talking about how I'm biased against the Lakers, this and that, whatever. But let me tell you again, this is only the first 3 quarters, and I don't think anyone can convince me that they deserve to win the game based on how they played through those 3 quarters. They simply didn't come to play until the 4th quarter when they finally put it together. I'm going to break that down next and show you what happened and how they became champions of the NBA. Thanks for joining us on bballbreakdown.com, and don't forget, this is not a channel, it's a conversation.